Today I'm going to replace the neck on my telecaster. It's been getting a little old, my maple one, so come with me to do that. First I got to pick up this clamp from the hardware store. Alright, how's it going? Back in my apartment. Here is my telecaster. This is the one I built a couple years ago. Not this nice one. The neck on this guitar has wide and jumbo frets, which I don't like, but it's nice and thin. And pretty much everything about this guitar is perfect except for the neck. Okay, so here's the neck I'm gonna replace it to. There she blows, my friends. Wow. Okay, there's no hardware in the box. It is straight up just the neck. Pretty cool. Just realized now, it doesn't come with a nut. Maybe I can take out my old one. Pretty cool. All right, first things first, take the strings off and unscrew the neck. This is definitely the simplest part of the entire process. All right, man. All right. I like the warmest turtle. All right, so what I'm doing now is I'm making sure the new neck fits, and then I'm gonna measure the holes on the back of the neck from the old neck, and then I'm going to try and replicate those holes on the new neck so that the neck is straight. It's a fairly simple process. You can see here that I'm measuring each way, making sure the template is right, and then I'm just gonna mark it with a pen. Oh yeah. All right, this is where that clamp comes in. I'm gonna put both of them on the bottom of the neck, and then I'm gonna flip the guitar around, and I'm gonna mark where the screws are supposed to go, and then that way I will know where to drill the pilot holes so I can get this new neck attached. There are multiple ways to make sure that the neck is straight, but the way I'm gonna do it is I'm going to take a D and a G string and run it down the neck, and then simply make sure that the string is touching the outside of the circle inlays all the way up the neck. At this point, I realized I need the nut to do this, which it was glued in to my old neck, so I had to go find one. As I was acquiring my new nut, I realized that I was going to have to file it down, which was a whole process in itself. It took about an hour to get it right. After that, came back to the apartment, drilling the pilot holes in the back of the neck, and then I will be securing them in. Looks like an axe, man. Looks like a guitar. Something I didn't realize I had to do was take the casing out of the tuners on the old guitar and put them in the new one. Here's me hammering them out and hammering them in. Here's me checking the strings on it, like I said, with the D and the G. Man, see, that is what I love about Fender guitars, though. They're for the people, man. Then I just drilled some pilot holes in the head of the guitar and then screwed in the tuners. Conclusion, this is not rocket science, and pretty much anybody who has a screwdriver can do this. Then I just looked at the action. Neck hasn't been pulled back yet, but it is playable. All right, here is a demo of the new guitar.